The Global Gaming Expo 2022 has officially concluded, and in today's episode, we are going to do a quick recap of all of the new important changes coming to the casino industry. For those of you that are unfamiliar, the Global Gaming Expo, or G2E, is a convention that is held every single year in Las Vegas where casinos get together with manufacturers in one place to go over all of the newest technologies that are available to them and also all the newest games. So G2E was a week-long event, and we had a chance to talk to a lot of really important people, a lot of manufacturers, a lot of game designers, and also a lot of different casino representatives. In this episode today, we're going to take all of the major points and we're going to discuss them in a short, brief overview video. So starting off with new technology and development changes in the casino industry. We did confirm with several casino managers and several people on the floor that it still holds true today that the casinos actually do not adjust the odds of the machines at all. There's no really reason for them to adjust machine odds because their projection is over a long term, and they know for a fact that the slot machines are going to make a profit for them in the end. Even though we've done several interviews with people on this channel about this specific issue of changing slot machine odds, we just wanted to confirm and make sure that it still holds true today. And yes, in fact, it does. The casinos still, to this day, do not change the odds of slot machines. There are, however, some new technologies out there that will allow the casinos to remotely adjust the odds on machines. However, those systems have still not yet been fully implemented. The reason for this is there's a lot of jurisdictions out there where it's still kind of a gray area, and a lot of casinos are waiting until the laws in their areas get clarified before they implement these systems. So while the technology is there, we're going to keep an eye on this in the future, but for now, it's not common practice. Player tracking systems like your player's card have really come a long way, and the technology has advanced tremendously. Now today, more so than ever, the player tracking systems are a lot faster and a lot easier. It's a benefit to both you and the casino. It allows you to get your perks and statuses faster and also decreases the amount of wait time for things like hand pays and jackpots. And for the casinos, they can now see data on the fly without any delay whatsoever. And most of these new systems are already in place. So now let's talk about slot machines. The first thing that I want to discuss is a common question that we got asked before we went to the expo, and that is, why is it that all of the older style three-reel machines are disappearing and casinos are opting for these newer, more higher volatile games like the hold and spend feature games, the link games, and so on? Well, the reasoning behind this is actually pretty simple. Well, the casinos are very data-driven. If they see players start to gravitate towards a particular style game, then the manufacturers really kick it into high gear and start pushing out a lot more of these games. In recent years, there have been so many studies done about players really loving the hold and spend feature games that now almost every single manufacturer is coming out with some version of a hold and spend feature game. And while these games are really high in volatility, players seem to love them and gravitate towards them. But just like everything in this world, it's always give and take. Ultimately, the main reason why a lot of these older style three-reel games are disappearing is actually because of the players and not really necessarily the casino. The biggest advice that I can give on this is if you are a fan of those older three-reel style games, keep playing those, put your money into those, because then the numbers on those, the casinos are going to see and realize that people still love and enjoy those games. And as our co-host Mark has cleverly put it, don't feed the dragons. So let's talk about how manufacturers and casinos are really starting to adopt and take kindly to a lot of YouTube channels. YouTube channels actually played a huge part in this year's G2E. I want to give a big shout out to Light and Wonder and Every for actually taking the time to sit down and participate with a lot of these YouTube channels. Manufacturers are starting to realize that a lot of people are gravitating towards these particular machines because of YouTube channels. Light and Wonder actually hosted a big event for all channels to gather to actually listen to their concerns, listen to what they like, and participate with a lot of these YouTube channels. So a big thumbs up and kudos to Light and Wonder and Every for actually wanting to participate with a lot of YouTube channels out there. They really understand and get that, hey, It's free marketing, why not? But not all manufacturers were on board with it. Apparently, the staff over at Aristocrat was very rude to a lot of different YouTube channels, so much so that I didn't even visit their booth after hearing some of the stories that other larger YouTube channels had to deal with at their booth. So Aristocrat, shame on you for not wanting free marketing, and hey, if you don't want our channels to play your games, we don't have to. Now let's talk about two manufacturers that really stole the show this year at G2E. The first one is my personal favorite, IGT. Now, IGT has always been the biggest staple in the entire casino industry. They have so many games and a lot of those really good classic games. And IGT has done a phenomenal job and continues to do a great job of retaining a lot of these classic games and putting them in new style cabinets. Not only are they retaining a lot of the classic games, but these new style cabinets are really, really cool. The graphics are amazing, the sound is great, and the machines even have a lot of cool features like wireless charging and a whole bunch of other things for player comfort. IGT has taken special care when designing these new cabinets to make sure that every aspect of the game is enjoyable, down from even how the screen faces the player. It's really something special and cool. Here soon, you'll be able to look for some of those old style classic games in brand new cabinets, such as Triple Stars, 3, 4, 5 times pay, Double Diamond, Pinball, and Top Dollar. So IGT, a big thumbs up to you. You guys are doing a phenomenal job and we cannot wait to play your games. The second manufacturer that really stole the show for me is Ainsworth. Ainsworth is really leading the way in must-hit buy progressives, and they have a lot of new must-hit buys coming to a casino near you in the future. They also have new style cabinets that these games are going to go into that really blow your mind with some amazing graphics, great sound, and an overall great experience. The only thing that I was a little sad to see is one of my favorite games, which is the Enforcer Must Hit by Progressive, actually did not get a new cabinet this year. Maybe in the future they will bring it back into a new style cabinet, but for now, if you're a fan of the game Enforcer, you'll have to look for it in the older style cabinet. Also, just to add, these Must Hit by Progressives, if you are going to play any progressive style game, choose an Ainsworth game over a game like Dragon Link or Lightning Link. These games are phenomenal and give players a much better chance to hit a progressive over all of those other games. So let's talk about HHR machines, historical horse racing. We had a chance to talk to a lot of these people that develop these HHR games, and we'll be coming out with a video in the future really detailing exactly how they work. One thing that really stood out to me about these HHR games is how much they look and feel and act just like slot machines. And the biggest thing is because they are regulated differently, they can actually be in a lot more places. And the market for HHR machines is growing tremendously. We can look forward to seeing a lot more historic horse racing machines in a lot more states and a lot more places. So expect to see these games popping up a lot in the near future. Moving on to table games, there are some developments. We got to see a lot of really cool chip technology. So the chips on the table games are actually getting a pretty big makeover with a lot of really cool security features, new colors, and a new design. I was really impressed by a lot of these booths that had these new chips, and I'm really excited to see those be implemented in the future. There were also a couple vendors there with some new versions of side bets for games like Blackjack that were really fun and exciting that we actually got to play there at the expo. Some of these new side bets I really hope take off. They were a lot of fun to play. In terms of digital style table games, there are a lot of new technologies coming to digital style table games, and we can start to see more of those being implemented in the future. And yes, we did confirm with the manufacturers and with all of the game designers there that the digital style table games act and mimic the real live game. So as the casino industry starts to grow and change, you can expect to see more digital style table games in the casino near you. So that's really it for this year's recap of G2E. We saw a lot of really exciting things, and we're going to be coming out with some new videos here on this channel in the future. So be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell to stay notified for when we come out with the next episodes. Thanks so much for watching. Check out these other videos, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more slot tips. It's always free. Visit ropethejackpot.com for free guides and a whole lot more. Catch you on the next episode.